place of my home. This blade. It is the last link I have to the land of my birth.
うん、大丈夫そうだね。よし、やっていこう。ちょっとね、一発いっといていい？ここ。さすがに2時間かけて稲妻やる予定はないからいいんだけどさ。多分大丈夫だけど念のためね。こっちおいで。だーい。やばい完全にしくった。危ない危ない。ねえねえ降りてきて。いいか？よし。ドン。よいしょ。はい。よいしょ。よいしょ。危ない危ない。2個しか出ない。まあでもニーロは育てられるね。どこだっけ？いた。育てられない。キノコか。キノコだ。はずさの配信ドロップス全ゲットです。ナイス。原神はね、ドロップスでね、原石がゲットできるので。少ないけど多いよね。ありがたい。20くらいでしたっけ？もらえるの。みんなね、受け取りは忘れずに。一回一回ね、受け取ってリセットされて、受け取ってリセットされてなので、頑張ってもらって。これさ、アップデートスメールがさ、2箇所網羅でできないかな。ハルさんがいればさ、2箇所いけるんだよね。時間短縮の恩恵あんま感じてないから、私はね。だね、全然 OK。で、どっからだっけ？稲妻のストーリーってね。ロードが長い。長すぎだって。でも2章1、2章1幕だっけ？違う。とりあえず、あれだよね。上里屋敷に行かないと何もならんよな。きっと。アクト1。 行こう。久しぶりだ。ストーリー進めるの。トーマに会うんだよな。あれ、トーマ助けんのそろそろか。一般の方はお断りしているんですみたいなやつやんな。
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation, judging by your attire.
いいね。美人のそういう顔いいね。Here's our invitation letter.
The Yashiro Commission's
Yashiro
seal.
Commissions.
This must be from Mr. Toma. It seems there's more to you than meets the eye.
オートにしてない。はい。
In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe
Komore
haven for
Tea
the
House.
Yashiro Commission.
Well, that sounds more like it.
It's been quite some time since I've seen anyone show up with a new invitation letter. I wish you two luck.
I wish you to rock. どうも、会いに来たよ。
Well, now that we're here, Hyman doesn't seem.
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What? Is that dog talking to us?
Relax. No need to look
Relax.
so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form?
So you're a dog?
Huh? So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
But it still doesn't really add up.
All right. I've had my fun.
Alright. トマ
You're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister.
犬が喋ってるんですか ?No.
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case in Rito.
あ、ちなみにこれマジ
So
ネ
I
ーム
came
な
up
の
with this
で、
little fun greeting for when you arrived.
ネ
But
タバ
in all
レ嫌だっ
seriousness,
たら
I would like to apologize about that little
逃げた
test
方
you
がいい
went
で
through
す。
earlier. Though it was quite necessary. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Miss Kamisato,
ミスカ
and
ミサ
whether
ト。
you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
カミサトお嬢様。
Think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious
お
now.
嬢。
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies.
何言ってるのからんので大丈夫です。
Let me
ちょい
just
ちょい
say
ムービー
this.
入ります。
You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't you?
まだ大丈夫かな
Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the lightning struck...
You mean Kazuha's friend?
Ah, so you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly.
So, will we be allowed to meet the Shirasagi Himegimi?
Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is
そこは
located.
そのままなんだな。
But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would accompany me to.
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but you can already see it from practically anywhere on Narukami Island.
Narukami Island. Okay. Hello, Maru. Wow. Can you understand me? Have you met someone who smells like me before? 私の匂いに似た人は知らんか。太郎丸ね、強いからね。あれこれ、まだ大丈夫か。まだ大丈夫だよな。
Time to go.
ちなみに、 これまさに鎖国だよね。
This
稲
area
妻っ
sure
て
feels gloomy.
鎖国の話あたりだよ
Come here
ね。
often, do they? Huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are there things embedded in the statue?
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt Decree.
君の神の目大丈夫かい？ Why did the Shogun issue the Vision Hunt Decree? Decree でいいのかな？
Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden
Eternity.
Shogun is
Alien.
both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it for all time.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt Decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to
メガリレ
change,
な。
and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist.
メガリレってああやって言うんだね。
The fact is that the Raiden Shogun has
Vision
dispatched the
Hunt
Tenryo Commission to
Decree.
scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden Shogun. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt Decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
Huh?
英語じゃ何言ってるか分かんないな。全然聞き取れなかっ
Does
た。
elsewhere?
日本語でもかろうじてだったけど。What was that sound just now?
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then what?
I could hear the sound of people's aspirations. Aspirations?
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 That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined.
So a vision symbolizes ambition. Ambition. And not power.
All right, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island,
Narukami
the
Island.
Kamisato residence.
行きましょう。これだけでアチーブメントゲットできるのいいよね。あ、そういえばジョイマンさん。ある程度ストーリーが進んでいるのであれば、これ、なんだっけ、見聞か。見聞のガイドのところに、魔人任務でゲットできるあれがあるんですよね、石が。それを受け取るとガチャ石なので、良きですぞ。魔人、メインストーリーですね。だから多分、モンドを確かクリアしてましたよね。で、数回分もらえるはず。確か1幕ごとに1個だったかな。大抵4とかあるので、4つ5つくらいはもらえる気がしますよ。
So, this is the kind kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh?
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guest.
Sato
Miss
Residence.
Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Is this the Shirasage?
Kamisato Ayaka.
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
I think I understand.
Makes sense.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can...
I'm just here to meet the Raiden Shogun.
Oh,
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
I'm going to leave now.
no, please! Wait!
No, please,
Please,
wait!
don't go!
待ってください。What?
I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
The Tower listened while Kamisato Ayaka
A
tells.
warrior who guards a
Kanchara, kanchara.
village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world. Does Paimon got that right?
Correct. Please do all you can to help them.
Hmm.
I will
I-
await your return here.
I will do as you wish.
Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Don't mind.
Miss Kamisato's left, it seems. No cutting corners now, okay?
いないお嬢様。お嬢。もらっていくよ。行ってきます。見聞進捗ってやつです。わからん。なんだっけ。見聞多分これじゃなかった。ガイドのところですね。紫色のところ。にこれがあって受け取るマークがついてるかどうかですけど、そこね。こんなやったっけ。やばい、全然覚えてないね。稲妻だいぶ前だもんな、やってたの。
See,
Why are you doing this?
Why are
Why
you doing
leave all of a
this?
sudden after all these years?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to
なんだっけ
reconsider.
この人、手塚さんみたいな人。
be the guy Ayaka told us about.
手島さんだっけ。Hey, Baya.
Ah, you must also be here to try and convince Tejima to stay.
What happened?
Tejima has protected this place
手島だっ
ever
た。
since he arrived
手
here
塚じゃない。
30 years ago. Keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after this place, and we all think the world of him. But now, all of a sudden, He says he plans to leave us. We can't help but wonder.
あれか。
Was it something we did?
神の目取られちゃった人たちのとこに会いに行くやつか。これ。
All we want is for
で
him to
手
stay.
助けするやつやんな。健次郎さん。So why the change?
If you want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt decree. It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, he became a completely different person. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk, alone, circled the village a few times, and then out of the blue, he announced that he was going to leave and become a wanderer. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally, it doesn't feel right to let him leave when he's in this state. He's a lost soul.
Seems like he's a well-respected.
で、手島さんね。
You must be
しっかり受け取って
Tejima.
た。
Me?
残念。
It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would have to stay.
You lived here for a long time.
True, but that's not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time? I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away, it's like a slice of my memory is gone. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around instead? The emptiness inside me will be there either way.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember... Oh! Maybe...
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a diary.
I keep a diary? If you say so. I honestly can't seem to remember.
覚えてないよな。
Yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few interesting things. Things which would prove very important at a later date.
Perfect! So if we want to
Perfect.
keep Tejima...
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village to inform the others of Tejima's situation.
手島さんの状況がわかるかもしれない。ってことで、調べろと。ログ。
This looks like Tejima's diary, alright?
ダイアリー。
Let's see what we have today. The villagers and I got today. I went kite flying today. Seems like you're huh? Wait, there's more. I went to pray at the shrine again. Now that's the kind of info we're...
シュライン。そっちかーい。これか。
So this is the Omamori Tejima...
お守り。
Interesting. Look, but anyway, if he had...
この辺で
I wish it could be like this all the time.
じゃあな、グッバイ。あ、そっちか。あ、チェック。 Here we
The
are.
soil looks like it's been. Must be something pretty.
掘り起こすと
It looks like Konda Village.
これ読めるようになりたいよな。
Where is that place again?
If we become separated during war, go wait for me in Konda village. There will be a safe home for us there. It's here.
So the reason, but he's
ナ
been
ウスさ
here
ん
for
こんにち
30
は。
years. Well,
上も下も何書いているかわからない。上は完全にわからん。本当に。手島さん。
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting.
テイワット
And
の
I
言
guess
語
the
を覚えたいよね、
Omamori
ちょ
and
っと。
letter belong to me too. But I have no memory of anything that's written in this diary. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here, and that I chose to wait for 30 years. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting, anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. 30 years feels like the blink of an eye. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Now that I think about it, when my vision was taken from me, it felt like I'd suddenly been hollowed out. Love, regret, everything I felt for her, it's all disappeared.
Does that make you feel sad?
No, not especially. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice, the things we experienced together. I barely recall any of it. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hazy dream.
So, do you still plan on living?
I think maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, I suppose I should carry on waiting. Although,
神の目を失うって相当あれなんだねって思っちゃうよね。
only to find I didn't remember so much as her name. Wouldn't that be upsetting for her? When I think
願
about
い
it
とか
like
思いのあれだよね、確か。
I do feel a slight tinge of sadness in my heart. How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness, the feeling that something is missing. Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here. I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Tejima seems to be dealing. Oh,
Me too.
seems it's just like Ayaka and that certainly explains. At least we were able to.
Next person.
According to Miss Kamisato, this.
行きましょう。世界任務がある。
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for
この
maintaining.
人はあれだっ
but why would
け
they take
なんかいろんな
action?
人に
Paimon doesn't
借り
get
て
it.
渡してみた
There
いなや
seems
つだ
to
っ
be
け
some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation. How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this!
Emergency provisions. Like emergency food.
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
カラクリさんじゃなくて
I see. You seem to have come just at the
私の
right
知ってる
time.
カラクリさんか
Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself. I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa.
カラクリって名前取られてんすよ。そういうことか。女の子になりたいのかと。
I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to.
We heard that you lost your vision recently.
And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun. And that's why they confiscated my vision.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the vision hunt decree.
うちは演飛最強計画を再始動するため、2ヶ月くらい前からまた始めたんですよね。いいじゃないですか。演飛ちゃんを最強にしてください。我らが演飛ちゃんを。
But I don't recall what they were. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling like someone owes me something.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
He seems to be but we better confirm. We should be able to.
通常で8万は無理じゃないか？多分。いや、いけんのかな？どうだろう。
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods, we really hit the jackpot. I mean, besides that one house.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in hoarder history.
You demand, boss!
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a lesson!
さあ、やったろじゃないか。ほい。はい。終わっちゃった。弱っ。
We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
次に来るガチャは、あれでしょ、白先生と、カンと、シオンがカーベ。カズハだけで終わっちゃった。Forget it. And tell us all you know about Kurosawa.
Kurosawa?
Yeah, Kurosawa.
Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew we shouldn't have hit that place.
武器で沼らなければ。いや、白先生。いや、でも武器は嫌いじゃない、あのデザイン。あれだよね。500円みたいな感じだったよね。
I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom. What do you say?
You've got a deal. Now show us what's in the box.
巷では抹茶ドーナツと言われている。
What the?
What's that?
There's nothing in here but IOUs.
Yeah, a lot of them, and they all seem to be. We better talk to this. As for you guys,
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it.
Shut
Let's
it.
just get out of here.
とりあえず戻るじゃない、進む。ほな、うちは塩化の実を 100% にしていきます。行っちゃうんですか、カラクリさん。見届けてくれないんです？葵さん。
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything
つ
you
ぐ
need.
ももの
Can I help you
グロ
find
ー
something?
セラリ
Or
ス。
perhaps there's something you want to inquire about?
About these IOUs.
Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. How did Kurosawa?
Let me think.
Let me think.
Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account.
あずさんの言語以外気にならないぞ。英語はできるようになっといた方がええで。私も聞き取れてはないけど。
So he started writing out IOUs to cover whatever he couldn't afford of the usual amount.
So that's how he. But why did he have?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time.
お店はまだゆっくりだからいいよね。えひちゃんの英語がさ、めっちゃ早くってさ、聞き取れないんよね。推しを聞き取れないなんて。
So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. And no one.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear myself. If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself?
Unfortunately. He doesn't remember.
I see. That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword? What sword?
What sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a
英
very
語版の演技ちゃ
valuable
ん
blade.
低くは
He's
な
carried
い
it
か
for
な。
years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
それこそ葵さんくらいじゃないかな、多分。
Information is also a kind of commodity, wouldn't you agree? Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh, let me think.
Let me think.
2,000 more should be a fair price.
Should be a fair price. Why enough?
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming from. Let's go talk to...
ヘイちゃんね、まあそこそこって感じですよ。間違えた、ストーリーの方にしちゃった。
I'll remind you again. The law can be both a help and a hindrance.
この辺は全然いいけど。
This steelyard balance was a gift from my father. It weighs objects to determine their value. I usually use Mora for the weight, but it can only give the original price. For example, 1,000 years ago, Liyue was covered in glazed lilies, and they weren't worth anything in monetary terms. Then, when they suddenly declined a number, the price shot up in response. But the value shown by the steelyard wasn't updated.
早いでしょ。
It still shows them as their original value. In other words, Mr. Zhang
長い
has
し。
so much in-depth knowledge on so many topics. He's like a walking library. You know what I mean? He's a total savant, though he never flaunts it. I could tell just by looking at him. People like him rarely shy away from taking on complex problems alone. So in my estimation, he's certainly not a potential client. And yet, somehow, I can't help but think I know him from... Well, I guess I've mastered both the pen and the...
聞き取れないでしょ、まだ。
I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often.
日本版の声の低さが好きだな。私どっちも好き。
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
ほなまた行っちゃうんですか。
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were...
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember anything. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand. But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so.
The sword.
This sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father ended up catching me in the act and scolded me severely. What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either. It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember, all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should..."
Hey, if you look carefully, can you recognize the words?
That was virtue and justice.
Virtue and
Virtue
justice?
and justice.
Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up. The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses. In any case, we must never let him sell. Yeah. Fortunately for us, let's go find the next.
次。落ちちゃった。これは弟子がいる人のとこだっけ？弟子2人が心配してるやつやんな、確か。
The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts. Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds pretty impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around.
Nanako, don't worry.
ナナ
Sensei
コ
will be、
don't
fine.
worry。心配はいらない。
Those
Sensei
thugs that
は
challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This time, though...
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you?
お前ら誰だ？
I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here immediately! Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No! You got it so wrong! We just came here to...
We are here to become disciple.
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of... But then we got here...
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from around here. Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time being.
We can wait till でいいのかな？タイルなのかな？He's recovered.
I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's situation to you in a little more detail. Then you can decide whether to stay or to leave.
先生は先生のままなんだな。
A name I'm sure you've already
ティーチャー
heard.
とかにはなんないんだね。
Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a single fight. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard, determined to keep up with him. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over, and he refuses to let us train. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's been possessed by an evil spirit. So, we've asked the shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine to perform an exorcism. But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
The Grand Narukami...
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine. The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
So, losing your vision can cause...
6時24時。ちょうど過ぎちゃったんだね。
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei one of his fits of madness. Just now, when Nanako was attending to him, she heard him whispering a few names to himself. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panic-stricken and pushed her away. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew, others we didn't recognize. But they all seemed to be the names of sword masters he had defeated in the past. One of them was Anzai.
Anzai
He used to be
sensei.
a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago. And he has been a wanderer ever since. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue him, so the exorcism can finally continue. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Here's hoping Sensei will be back to his normal self very soon. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
Anzai.
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? We won't let them get away.
追っかけるぞ。
Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further. Aha! Suspicious person sighted! That's gotta be him!
How did you catch up with me
Catch up with me
so quickly?
so quicker.
Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does.
Anzai-kun.
I guess it's been a few years. Maybe his skills have improved again.
Excuse me? And what are you doing?
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day, long before you ever showed up. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon's senior.
His senior? Wait, that means you must be...
Anzai? Yes,
Anzai-san.
that's me.
Why did you run?
Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again. When we were young, we trained under the same sword master, studying Make-Yoshi Sui art together. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of Make-Yoshi Sui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. So the majority of disciples are indifferent to rank and reward. I was no exception.
But Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile on his face, how to become the best in the world. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best sword master, barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle mind, and that this would impede him from ever mastering the blade. I thought so too at the time, but Domon began making swift progress in his training and even started catching up with me. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all agitation. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword, and nothing could deter him from this goal, no matter what stood in his way.
Sure sounds like he meant business.
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Meikyo art. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Everyone had high expectations from me. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. I fled the dojo that
どっ
day
ちかっ
and
て言
never
ったら
looked
こっちの
back.
パイモンのがいいな
Later,
個人
I
的に
heard
は
that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately that match used up every last ounce of energy in his body. After that I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down though, I still respected his mastery of the blade and his commitment to the art of the sword. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people, have lost his mind? His mind was the sharpest of them all. He had practiced Meikyo Shisui art to perfection. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my name. I thought mine was a name he had long since forgotten. So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see for myself. Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back now. The exorcism is probably finishing.
Seems like we got it wrong, but still...
OK 下に行って
Follow the wind.
What? You're saying he isn't possessed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible? No, I refuse to believe it. Something's clearly wrong.
Nanako, please.
Nanako.
Try not to get agitated.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit having possessed Domon. But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, I dare not rule out possession with complete certainty. And all is certainly not lost, for I received word not long ago that Lady Yai has taken an interest in your sensei's case.
Lady Yai? Is that the same Lady Yai that I think you mean?
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news! Then Sensei will be sure to recover.
Yai-sama.
Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the exorcism of evil spirits and aversion of great calamities. I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei, but Lady Yai can give a conclusive verdict.
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask, should we prepare a greeting gift for Lady Yai?
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Lady Yai does not like to be kept waiting. I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine. I wish Domon a full and speedy recovery.
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken notice of our sensei's case?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve Lady Yai's attention?
No, that's not what I meant at all. You misunderstand me. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty Shogun herself. Anyway, you should join us too, tomorrow. Given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we, the disciples of Meikyo Shisui Art, will do our best to help you.
I will gladly join you.
Sure! After all, everyone seems pretty excited about Lady Yai. We're curious to meet her too. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the Raiden children from her.
Hmm. これでここに行けばいいと。
Time to go.
八重様。長いな。
Do you think that's Lady Yai? Oh, no
Yai
wonder
sama.
Jinyo is so excited. She has a really striking presence. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now? It was probably nothing. It's not like she's ever seen us before.
Keep away. Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
Lady Yai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a confident smile.
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
But...
Yai-sama.
Does that mean he...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change? How does that explain his descent into madness?
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both? Can one truly remain unagitated, of still mind in moments such as these?
Lady Yai, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the sword master is filled with
八重
twists
様
and
もうちょい低い
turns.
方が好みだ
It is
な。
no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest sword master in the world. It
英語だと
requires
印象
one
変わ
to
り
take
ます
their
よ
sword
ね。
firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others, even those of one's closest companions.
可愛さが
Only
増
a
して
deep
る。
commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters, to focus on the way ahead. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Poor Sensei. To think he's been suffering so greatly.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Father. Sensei.
まずは先生、
Anzai.
安西。
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that... Did he follow us the whole...
Anzai.
安西。
Why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come. I never should have.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. But I didn't come here to settle a score. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I couldn't face the humiliation. That's why I ran. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you, in the hopes that they might carry you further. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambitions too. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak. You taught them that, didn't you?
But what if one day, the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake right from the start? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your footsteps for the rest of my days. I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that here and now, in the present, I wish to continue. I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I, like my sensei Domon before me, am a master of Meikyo Shisui art.
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually, all of us think that way.
Goodness. Well,
Right.
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in their hands. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. That's what happened on the day that you so effortlessly defeated me. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, it is time for you to release yours into their custody. You are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name. But you have a great number of worthy disciples.
I understand. I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of Meikyo Shisui art. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, so I cannot hope to still my mind and be free of agitation. But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything I have learned in my life so far. This is my promise. And I humbly ask Anzai, my senior, to hold me to my word.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you hadn't lost your mind again. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop by once in a while to make sure you aren't cutting any corners with them. Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai and then get yourself back home.
名教止水
So
アート。
even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf. Guess that sort of solves this one, huh?
Yes, it seems as good of a resolution as we can hope for.
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai
もうちょっと
has
待
some
ってっ
words
て。
for you.
So, my intuition was correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Ooh, Lady Ya, she seems super
これで神里屋敷に戻ると。トーマがヤバくなるのっていつだっけ？そろそろだっけ？どうしてもらうよ。
Guess who fulfilled all your wishes?
ムービーになりました。あやか。トーマまだいた。トーマの顔いいな。そしてあやかが可愛い。
Traveler, Paimon, it is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face.
Face to face.
I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Actually, we don't really help at all.
Because now that you have done the three things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen for Toma also.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. But isn't Toma you?
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Oh. Okay then.
Okay then.
You seem pretty different out in the
Alright then.
Thank you both kindly. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have seen?
I hope they can one day be free from their torment.
Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of the common people. But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your stance?
I will help you fight the Vision Hunt degree.
You will? Really?
But you must keep the promise you made me.
Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you she wouldn't reject them. I'd placed my trust in the right person after all. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komori Tea House?
Komori Tea House.
We ought not to involve other members of the Yashiro Commission.
神里彩香 and Toma take you once again. なんちゃらかんちゃら。
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
deal with this place?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land, and even to allow or deny access. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss details in front of bystanders.
Oh, Paimon gets it!
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro Commission are permitted to come and go as they please.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions that you wish to ask me?
What kind of god is the Raiden Shogun?
The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions, most of them formal ceremonies. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. But as I recall, there was something else about her that struck me even more deeply. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused exclusively on her single goal of implementing eternity, acting accordingly without feeling.
Is no one else fighting the Vision Hunt decree?
The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, it is not unknown for visions to spark jealousy in others. Because of this, the attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt decree is one of indifference.
How can they be like that? Paimon's getting mad.
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the resistance on Watatsumi Island.
Watatsumi Island.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the decree?
ああ、そっか。てっぺい出てくるんだな。あ、てっぺいだよね。
Under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group. To say a little more about Sangonomiya, historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island due to their different belief systems. But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt decree.
久しぶりのてっぺいになっちゃうのか。Have you realized formal objection to the Vision Hunt decree?
Of course. We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the Tenryou Commission and the Kanjo Commission, and subsequently scrapped. They invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest in discussing anything. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt decree.
I have no father? Father でいいのかな。questions.
Ooh, Paimon has a...
Oh? What would you like to know, Paimon?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the
To be honest, we do not.
ないのです。
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt decree is tantamount to challenging a deity. Coming to terms with that is already a difficult step to take.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused by this decree. For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them as a contingency measure.
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there who...
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article.
Must have been where Venti went.
The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently been arrested by the Tenryo Commission.
Darn! So they...
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. But we cannot simply abandon Master Masakatsu.
He has saved many others.
Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the reputation of the entire Kamisato clan should we be caught. That would only serve to cast suspicion on any future activity we might seek to attempt.
So you're offloading that job to me.
By no means do we intend to place the burden of such a task on your shoulders alone. When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Naganohara family. There, you will find someone who can help you.
まだ続くか。結構長いね。100ベイ。お。もしや。これで。いけるのではないか。
But it's best to dry your clothes as soon as possible after the rain stops.
Hey. Indeed, I am. Too kind, too kind. Hmm. やったー。もうだいぶ進めてます。あー、微妙に2位いかないな。なんかしらやんなきゃだね。あと110。すよー。ちょこっと進めなきゃだな。まだアクト1終わらないね。どうしよっかな。世界任務なんかしらやるか。あれやるか。なんだっけ。これだっけ。違うな、これは。トラベルパーミット。あ、千里の手紙を届け忘れていないか、私。解放した瞬間にポイントじゃんじゃんと。まあ探索度はちょっと。アバートカンマージー。神里をずれた。レター。こっちじゃなかった。かまじさん。愛しの人から手紙だよ。アバート、ヒイラギ、千里をずれた。Why do you want to go there? It's only a present. これ次どこ行ったらアウトだっけ？あ、長野原行ったらまずい。でも長野原のところなんです。近いんです。反応しないでくれ。How about Kamazi's streets? うん。鎌地さん。This is the travel permit. Please take it. Thank you. Did you write this letter yourself? Do we have to go back again? これって長いんだっけ？それで千里さんに届けのHey 千里。Yes, I have. Thank you. Okay. 次。なんかしらやろう。たたらは長いよな。生来も長いよな。解放したいけど。怪人、たぬき、林、in the forest。これ長いっけ？雰囲気が怖いぞみたいなやつだよねこれ。ボイス。ストレンジボイス。ハローハロー。これどこを探すんだ？这有啊，也送我怎么这么呀
Let me leave you alone. My apologies.
どう？うん、あそこに行けばいいだけか。
Time to act. No, my sword.
はい。
Take flight.
Into the wind.
と。
The wind knows me.
Rain cutter. Whirling snow.
いおろい。あいおろいかな。あいおろい？いおろいどっちだろう。I mean, you know harm. This is about the セイキュア、桜クリーンジングリチュアル。わからん。This guys is unbelievable. Eh, 100 years. Well, you do make for a nice scenery. I mean to say that you look really bold and blurry, like the statue of a god. Could we borrow that combo you spoke of? I really. Well, what about you then? Hmm. リトルタヌキ。タヌキと遊んでやってくれのやつか。ちょっと待ってね。あれ、どこ行った？ちょっと返信しなきゃいけないので、ちょっと待って。すぐ終わらせたいのに通知がありすぎてわからん。あったあったあったあった。どうしよっかな。ちょっと困った。どうしよう。いやでもまあいいか。
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade. It is the last link I have to the land of my birth. This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer. around. And I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
ちょっと困った。どうすっかな。か。そうだよな。すいません、お待たせしました。多分大丈夫。
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth.
はい、たぬき。Let's go. 困った。間違えました。これで一体。はい。七帽子。あとはどこだっけ？いたわ。君どっち行く？あれどこ行った？こっちか。こっちか。はい。熱い。危ない危ない。死んじゃう死んじゃう。 はいはいはい。はい。さっき拾い忘れてたか。はい、ただいま。うん。Thank you. と。これか。これ長いやつやな。メイティング。かわいい。ほい。これが2、3、あれ ?1、2、3、4ね。これは OK。ここら辺。これか。で、3で、ここに、これ4。で、いつも3と、余計。あれ ?1。2、3、3、4。およ ?1。あ、そういうことか。え3、4。これが4か。
Time to go.
これが2で、2、2、3。いったね。ほい。
One with nature.
Sakura swirl.
As one with wind and cloud.
Let me leave you a verse. Take flight.
だーい。
Cut down like this.
オッケー。 そういえばこんなタヌキいたなーって。そういえばいたよなーって。I see って。うん。俺しきつに。Do not get found. これで真ん中入れるようになるんだっけ？ちなみにこれって手伝いできるタイプのやつだっけ？火力足りるかな？多分大丈夫だと思うけど。多分ね。ちょっとあ、君落とさない。悪い子じゃん。あれか、下か。あれ、これ種どこだ？こっちからじゃないと種ないんだっけ？いや、壊したくなっちゃうね。だよーん。Perhaps. Indeed. うん。下に行かなきゃか。あれ、まだ下か。はい、待たせたね。Fine. 来た。これで瞳が取れる。This is a long descent. Don't worry. いやもうレディー。行きましょう。頑張って。パトゥイ。アウィス。Alright。なんかあったんだっけ。ああ、あれか。まあ行きますか。いざ尋常に。あ、痛い。ベネちゃんがやばいなこれ。
Benny's adventure team. I have failed you.
ベネちゃん大丈夫
？Witness the power of Guhua. Rain outlines your fate. My apologies.
痛い。ここと1、2、3、あー痛い。1、2、3、4、いけてる？いけー。あ、痛い痛い痛い痛い。危ない危ない危ない危ない。どこ 1？ 痛い痛い。1、2、3、いけ。これしんどいんだよなやっぱ。 痛い痛い。2枚になった。あ、やっぱ強え。ここを1として、サイドが2、次が3。いやー、おやー。いけたー。あー、酔っちゃう酔っちゃう。シュワーン。オッケー。花散る里。サンキューかい。Alright. My name is Azuki. Are you one of her familiars? Hmm. Nice. I'm listening. Thank you. Miss Hanachiru Sato. What? もらいました。花散るさん。 こに宝箱あったよね。取ってくればよかったなって飛んでから思った。そうだよね、全然取ってないもんね。さあこれでどんくらいもらえるんだ。110取れるかな。ちょっと取れない気がするよね。全然取れない。やっぱメインか。メイン進めないとだな。多分適当にその辺の受けてでもいいけどね、これとか。うん。
Into the wind.
はい。この子さ、いいよね。宝箱くれるから。この子も何者なんだか。稲妻幽霊の類多いよな。この世に存在しないもの。この子らのもすぐ終わったっけ。うん。安い。いや、これはもうあれか。メインを進めるべきか。この間。うん。ラムゼイさん。これ長いか。いや、そんな長くないよな。よいしょい。あ、いた。平八。 およ。
I shall treasure this good fortune.
なぜ取っていなかった。キラキラ光るものが。
Time to go. Ch-
お、ここから飛んでった方がいいな。よい。えそんなピンポイントで木に止まるなんて。はいはいはい。これはおとなしくメインを進めるべきだと思っています今。よいしょ。終わった。そうだよね。多分メインの方が早いですよね。5分しかゲットできてないもんな。メイン進めるか。長野原花火屋だよね。行こう。良い宮に会えるんだから。
Just hand it over. You don't want any trouble with me. If you think your elemental powers are enough to resist the Vision Hunt decree, then you'd better think again. Believe me, you're not the first of your kind we've encountered, and we've seen the same unpleasant outcome time after time. You'd best save yourself the trouble.
Can't you make an exception? I just got this vision. I won't even use it, I promise.
So this is the Vision Hunt decree in action, huh? We can't just sit around and watch things unfold. Psst! Hey, wait!
Wait.
Huh? There's someone trying to get our attention. Come on, this way. What's going on? Can't you see we need to go help?
Shh, quiet. Just sit tight and watch for a moment.
Hey,
ダミー用意してるよ。
just because you... Huh?
パイモン黙っててくれ。
Wait, you do have a vision.
Shh, if you don't keep your voice down,
パイモン黙ってくれ。
Alright, alright. Here, take it.
Wise choice. All right, let's go.
What should we do now? This is
はい、もう黙ってくれ。
Many thanks, Miss Yoimiya. If you hadn't swapped me a fake just now, I'm sure I would have lost it.
No worries. You put on quite the convincing performance.
Saucy Vision. And they talk was fake.
Oh, so that's what.
Think nothing of it. I could tell from your reaction we were on the same side. You just didn't know it, you know? Oh, right. Allow me to introduce myself.
ヨイミは胸あるよ
Current
な。
owner of Naganohara Fireworks. It ain't much, but
もう
it's
ちょい
honest
小さい方が私好みではあ
work. Great
る
to。meet ya.
Practically everyone on Hanamizaka knows Yoimiya. She's the queen of the
着物
summer
の着付け
festival.
に胸は邪魔なんです
Without
よ。
her and her fireworks, summer on Narukami Island just wouldn't be the same.
着物の着付けに大きいお胸はお邪魔なんです。
Stop it, Hanjiro. You'll embarrass me. As for thanking me, you'd be better off thanking
ちょ
Master
いちょいバモに
Masakatsu.
心外。
He's the one that gave me the fake visions in the first place. His handiwork allowed me to
い
keep
や
my
だ
own
って
vision.
黙っててほしいところでさ、黙らんからさ。
Imagine trying to run the business without it. Ugh.
お主は
Master
黙れって。
Masakatsu is a good man. It's too bad good people seldom get the recognition they deserve.
Master Matsuka, huh? Do you guys know him too?
Miss Kamisato mentioned his name.
You don't say. Then it sounds like the Shirasagi Himegimi has a plan. Awesome! I've been thinking about breaking him out too recently. But if I just march straight in there by myself, I'd probably get Miss Kamisato in a whole heap of trouble.
かわいい。
So, what about if I join you instead?
Sure, welcome to the team. Ayaka told us to go look for help at a fireworks shop. She must have meant you.
Seems like I finally got a new job to do. Besides hiding vision bearers in my shop, that is. So, Master Masakatsu is being held at the police station. I've already surveyed the area and found a way in.
Whoa.
Not bad, huh? Let's go as soon as everyone's ready. Don't worry, Master Masakatsu. We're on our way.
Don't worry, Master Masakatsu.
Time to break him out.
行くぞ。かくまってあげるんだっけ確か。
Time to go.
誰かかくまうよね。宮島さん。ラリン将軍。これはまた違うやつでした。うん。なんかクリアした。これはどこ？上かい。ミスターマサカツ。今行くよ。こんなだったっけ？やばい、覚えてない。まずい、覚えてないぞ。
Now that we're inside, this place is a whole lot creepier than Paimon and Matt.
Come on, this way. As long as we stay quiet, we've got a good chance. I certainly wouldn't want to end up locked away in here. Let's find Master Masakatsu and get out of here. We should split up. I've got a little present to prepare for Master Masakatsu.
先生が誰か助けに行くんだっけ？ そう、助けに行くやつ。
Yes, you two.
目の前に立ちはだかる壁はすべて倒していくだけなんですけど、
Rain outlines your fate. Huh?
うん、大きいね。集合集合。サクラスワー。宝箱なかったっけ？開けて。メインのやつは宝箱はいくつあったか覚えてないんだよな。危なっ。はい。Move.
These guys seem a lot tougher than usual. Paimon wonders if that armor over there has anything to do with the source of their strength.
はい。はい。ちょっとかわいそうだな。宝箱ないよね。あったわ。集合。おいでこっちに。はい、ありがとう。わかりやすい宝箱はありがたいね。どこわからん。はい。強行突破しちゃった。あ、待って、宝箱ある。取ってきます。痛い。強行突破痛い。宝箱大事やからね。はい。よいしょ。よい。
Teach me a lesson. Don't hold back.
Fallen leaves adorn my night.
ひどい。
Into the wind.
Train harder.
No, my sword. Take flight.
I've been bested.
はい。先に君を止めるべきだったな。ちょっと待っててね。インターホン鳴った気がする。
blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. So this is a day in the life of the traveler.
はい、
I'm learning more about
お
you
待た
all
せ
the
し
time.
ました。申し訳ない。お隣でした。気のせいだった。最近ね、お隣とさ、うちのインターホンの音の違いがわかんないんだよね。逆にお隣かと思ったらうちだったりするからね。見つけちゃった。壊せないんかい。ここら辺はないか。ないね。ごめん、大丈夫？ないか。オッケー。
One with nature.
Let me weave you a bird. Whirling snow.
はい。あー、決定。こっちとかには何もないよね。宝箱とか。オープン。あるな。迷わず宝箱で、これは動かん系。あれ、こいつマジで動かない？動かないか。いけちゃうな。よかったよ。じゃあ行こう。不思議な曲が流れていく。
That must be Matt.
Did you really think that little trick of yours could fool us?
Locking you up was just the beginning.
No.
そう、なかなか困った状態でしょう。
Those Tenryo Commission brutes are torturing him.
If we don't come up with a way to break him out fast, then... Huh? Yoimiya, when did you get back here?
I can't bear to watch. If anything happens to Master Masakatsu, our whole plan will have been for nothing.
Hey, you there! What are you doing?
Ma'am.
We were just teaching him a little lesson, that's all.
Huh? Who's that?
That's Kujo Sara, adopted daughter of the Kujo clan of the Tenryo Commission. She's also a general in the Shogun's army. What's she doing here?
Kazuha. I think Kazuha mentioned her before.
Make way. Let me have a look at him.
さあちゃんいいね。
I'm sure you're well aware that torture is strictly against military regulations.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are unashamed of such disgraceful action, then you are also unworthy of the Tenryou Commission itself. Do I make myself
サラちゃんがマムって言われるの面白いな。
Yes, ma'am. It won't happen again.
Paimon sure wouldn't want to get on her bad side.
Hey, this is our chance. Let's move while they aren't watching Master Masakatsu.
Yoimiya, are you...
Who is that?
そこにいるのは誰
Quick,
だ。
go and investigate.
タイモンが見え見えないよ。
They're coming! Quick, hide!
Sorry. I didn't mean to.
いいよ。
Don't worry, I've got us covered. Time for my little present.
ボン。
Huh? Was that an explosion?
It sounded like fireworks.
Quick, let's hurry!
Let's hurry.
The fireworks weren't...
Fireworks aren't just for festivals, you know.
Nice work.
I was particularly proud of this batch.
ごめん。止めちゃった。
Well, fireworks are my craft after all. Every batch has to be spectacular.
かわいいの。
Look, the coast is clear! Now's our chance!
よし。てんてんてんてんてんてん宝箱なし。
Yoimiya, is that you?
Master Masakatsu! Sorry we took so long. Oh, those awful guards.
Come on! We've got no time to lose! They could be back any minute! Oh.
Yes. Leave. Before I let my judgment get the better of me. He's in serious condition. Be sure he gets immediate medical attention. But remember, once he's recovered, it won't be long until I bring him right back.
Well... you can bet we'll do all we can to keep that from happening.
Thank you.
Leave this place.
ここを離れろってよ。ここを去れ。いやー、サラちゃんええの。育ててなくてごめんな。
We're finally out of that.
Yes. Finally, I've made it out of there.
Master Masakatsu, how do you feel? Can you hold on?
Don't worry. I think I can make it to the infirmary without keeling over.
Thank you. All of you. I'll take him to get treated. I'll treat you to a round of drinks once this is all over.
Don't worry about us. Just take care of Master Masakatsu. Good thing we were able to rescue him.
That was on our side this time.
Right, Kujusara. It seems as... How about we go...
これでまた1個ゲットと。コマレティハウス。あれそろそろじゃね。トーマがやばいんですの。あそこのムービー結構好きだけどな。
I see.
あ、まだだった。
So Kujo Sara stayed her hand. It would appear she still has some honor to her. I wonder if we should try establishing contact with her. Perhaps we could coax out some information.
Unlikely. Don't forget, Kujo Sara is also carrying out the Vision Hunt decree. She obeys the orders of the Raiden Shogun without question. In her eyes, Master Masakatsu is of no threat to the decree. This is why she was so willing to allow his escape. If our true motives were ever divulged, she would act against us without a second thought.
True. Though if you ask me, Master Masakatsu's release is an unexpected blessing. We are now one step closer to victory. And we couldn't have done it without Yoimiya and the Traveler. You're turning out to be even more reliable than we expected.
Thanks for the compliment.
Indeed. Things may have turned out very differently this time without the help of the Traveler. But if we wish to mount any sizable resistance against the Vision Hunt decree, there is still much to be done. It is time we make ready our next set of plans.
There's no need to rush, my lady. Things seem to have taken a turn for the better, at least. Not only have we rescued Master Masakatsu, but our list of allies appears to be growing. Yes, which reminds me. The Tenryou Commission seems to be making preparations for a celebration. They call it a ceremony of sorts. And the number of samurai out enforcing the Vision Hunt decree seems to be waning. The days ahead may be more peaceful than usual.
A ceremony, you say? Why would such a task be left to the Tenryou Commission?
I don't know, but I'm sure it has nothing to do with us. Anyway, with the Tenryou Commission busy with preparations, we should have a little more breathing room than usual.
You do present a good point. Being in a constant state of alert will only tire us further. Perhaps a period of rest is in order. Toma, what would you suggest?
I'd say a celebratory feast is in order. Might I suggest an evening of hot pot together? Funny enough, I learned a new hot pot game recently. I'm sure you'll find it quite amusing.
A hot pot game? What's that?
Simply
What
put, every
game?
person prepares an ingredient to add to the hot pot. Once the meal begins, we add all the ingredients
そっか、
together.
闇鍋ターンがあったな。
Then we take it in turns to close our eyes, pick an ingredient out of the pot, taste it, and guess whose ingredient it was. Anyone who guesses correctly can go again, and whoever finishes the meal with the most points is declared the winner. Tradition even has it that the winner receives blessings from the god of hot pot. Don't you think it sounds like fun? I've been wanting to give it a try. In fact, I've already got my ingredients prepared.
You really do have... Well, sounds like we've got our work cut out for us.
And let's stick to the classics.
Let's see what we've got here. Nice! You can't go wrong with...
Everyone enjoys a normal natural panchana.
This was possibly the scariest looking hot pot.
You can say that again. But hey, at least I got the most points. Oh, wait a moment. That doesn't feel good.
I'm afraid it's your own fault for adding all those strange ingredients, Toma. The soup flavor wasn't quite the same afterwards. Even with the Traveler's normal ingredients, I still couldn't guess any of them correctly.
But weren't you the one who added the boiling cakes and...
I must apologize. To be perfectly honest, I thought the cakes would be a tasty addition.
Uh-oh. I'm definitely not okay. I need to lie down.
After a while.
I feel like a new man.
You know, Toma...
Guess I've been feeling unlucky recently and wanted the god of hot pot's blessing. Perhaps I did get a little carried away. Still, I couldn't be beaten at my own game first time around. I think my luck has already taken a turn for the better. I can sense it. So without further ado, I hereby declare that the winner of today's Hot Pot Challenge is... me.
Oh,
Me.
brother.
Good effort, team. Another important job taken care of. Next on the agenda, some well-earned rest and relaxation.
Yes. If the Tenryou Commission truly is as busy with preparations as Toma claims, then some rest would be a welcome change of pace. And with the extra time, There are some other matters I wish to attend to.
フランキーさん
Let's
こん
all
ば
take
ん
some
は。
much needed time off. After a few days rest, we'll reconvene at the Komori Tea House and discuss our next operation. Downtime is hard to come by these days, so be sure to make the most of it. I'll tidy things up here and start thinking about our ingredients for our next round.
There's gonna be a secret.
Sure, why not? We should play again now that everyone knows the rules. I'll
ウィン
see
ク
you
いた
all
だき
later.
ました。
Bye, Toma.
これでアクト1が終了と。リーブコモレティハウス。なんかいろいろニュークエストが。やらせてもらえない。しょうがない。トーマのピンチがじわじわと来ちゃった。
Where do we go from here? What's the plan?
Traveler Paimon, hold on.
Huh? Ayaka?
Something has come up, and I would like to request your assistance. But you ought not be nervous. This is not coming from the Yashiro Commission or the Kamisato clan. It is my own individual request.
Individual request? You mean
個人的な任務ですね。
Correct. It concerns my mother. This may seem a little sudden, but in my view, you are the only person I can entrust this to.
Can you give me any more details?
A few days ago, I was sorting through some old family belongings when I found a notebook that belonged to my mother. She wrote about all kinds of things, mostly of little consequence. But what drew my attention was a name. It is one that I have never heard before, so the fact that she mentions it so frequently, it makes it difficult for me to ignore.
Probably your mom's best buddy, right?
You nearly never heard the name before? Not once?
Never. And although my mother and father passed away many years ago, both my brother and I are familiar with the vast majority of their acquaintances. So, I am very curious about this mysterious individual. I would very much like to meet them. According to the notebook, their name is Tsubaki. This seems to have been someone very important to my mother.
Tsubaki.
Someone with a lot of personality, who liked to have fun.
あったね、そんな。
It sounds like a girl's name.
That's what I thought too.
So what do you want us to do? You need us to find...
No, no. Her address is given in the notebook. We can head straight there. I wanted you to assist me with the preparation of greeting gifts. Please keep everything I have told you in strict confidence. The proper course of action would be to involve my brother and visit her together, but he is terribly busy at present, and on a more selfish note, I don't wish to involve anybody else from Inazuma in this matter.
これヘンスって読むのかな？わかんないな。Why you come to me? Outlander?
Exactly. That, and you are also a kind, well-mannered person with a genuine concern for other people. Not to mention trustworthy. I would not feel comfortable with anyone else in this situation.
You can count on us!
Wonderful! In fact, I was hoping to take this opportunity to show you both around, if you don't mind, of course.
Oh, we don't mind! We don't mind at all!
Thank you kindly. Shall we head off then? Ogura Textiles and Kimonos is our first stop.
Alright, sounds great!
稲 妻。あ、綾香の終わらない限りは大丈夫って感じね。よかった。多分できてるよね。多分。よしよしよし。これで2になったから受けられるようになったね。やろう。これのために頑張ったんだから。一つは人参だよな、あれ。さて、じゃあ評判と、なんだっけあれ。ニロの素材と、デイリーか。やって終わろうか。やる方います？いれば入ってきてもらって大丈夫なので。と。あ、やべ。元素見てくるの忘れた。まあいいか。大丈夫でしょう。氷だとちょっとまずいけど。大丈夫そうだね。あ、水泳だ。ホラが行こう。忘れてたよ、最近言ってないことを。はい、もらうよ。
Collecting rare and exquisite treasures. Yes, this seems suitably sophisticated.
さて、3回いけるね、ここ。行くか。よい。うん。凍結が効く相手はまあそうですね。だいぶ楽になった。寝てました。ジョイマンさんおはようございます。終わっちゃいました。ストーリー。アクト1。次アクト2。だけどその前に綾香の伝説任務があったので、それはやんないとなんですよね。
Let me weave you a verse.
One with nature.
いけ。やだー。やだー。ドーン。おいで。
Rain outlines your fate. Going in.
The wind's losing.
Whirling snow.
あ痛い。
Take flight. Let me read you a verse. Sakura swirl. My apologies.
ほい。耐性アップはエゴいっすよ。もうやめて。そんなことしないで。デイリーもやんなきゃ。先デイリーやろうかな。ここで作るツイルだもんね。疲れたわ。でも今日もデュオリンゴはやるつもりなので。お手伝い来てくれます？待ってます。ちょっとデイリーをポチポチとやりますね。ついでにちょっとおやつを作りたくて。これでニーロいけるでしょう。
A blade embraces its duty.
I feel like I'm lying down on the back.
いや、深刻なキノコン不足だね。よーし。うん。何を言ったかわかんないな。あ、OK。できないことはようわかった。じゃあ稲妻にしよう。稲妻で、あれやります。評判。ここです。早いな。まあ、敵でなんとなく分かっちゃうか。稲妻はね。いた。やばー。やばい。 やばいぞ。まずい、ちゃんと見てこなかった。ツケが回った。はい。あすまん、ちゃんと見てませんでした。はい。あ、やべ。強敵でしたね。ちょっとね。ですね、あれは。よろしくない。泣いちゃうって。読んでないけど大丈夫だと信じてきてるよ、私は。カズハはちょっと心配だな。あー、料理がもう全然ないじゃん。作ろう、後で。ほい。痛い。ピンチ。よしよしよしよし。ほい。ピンチピンチ。危ない危ない。よーし。これも OK。そうだね。終わったね。じゃあちょっと今度スメールでこれに行きたいです。ボス。これはパパーってやって、デイリーもやって終わらせないとな。お風呂入ったりしたい。え、誰だ？あー、マジか。なんでマルチの時にはマーク出るんだろうな、あれ。ソロの時出なくない？何の違いなんだ？マルチだと範囲広がります的なバフかかってたりする？は嘘。なんてこった。ちゃちゃちゃちゃちゃちゃちゃちゃちゃちゃちゃちゃ。戻る。2個しか出ない。迷いだろう。ちょっとデイリー行ってきますね。パパーっと。デイリーやってる間に復活するでしょ。 シューン。Why hit rocks?
Into the wind. Take your true form. Do your master's
危ない。うまうまじゃ。危ない危ない。はい、集合。よしよしよしよし。あ、ちょうどよかった。そういえばマルチでもさ、七天心臓を捧げられるようになったのってだいぶありがたいよね。あれっていつからなってたんだろう。全然私気づいてなかったんだけど。前できなかったよね。間違いだ。真逆です。行きます。集合。早い。あと1個どこだ？これか。駆け抜けろだ。多分。そうだね。よいよいよい。はい。痛い。通りましてる。通り魔がいる。よし、そろそろ復活したかな。待って、誰が来たな。誰だ？わかんない人。あれ、どうやって見つけてくるんだろうね。あれかな、マルチの欄からポンって選ぶのかな。個人的に出ないでほしいけどな。文字通り駆け抜けましたほんと通り魔だった。早っ。2個。やば、灰を見忘れた。まあいっか。よし、これで終わったか？多分終わったかな。よし、ありがとうございました。よし、これで報告に行きの、あ、まだ報告行けないんだった。 違う、壺じゃない、リーウェイ。門に渡してあげないとね。シングルプレイヤーに持って、ラン姉ちゃんのやってないな。リーエの料理美味しそうだよね。食べたいな。誰か再現料理やってやん。私が食べに行くよ。どっかでやってほしい。団子牛乳は体験できたからな。スイパラコラボの時に。普通にうまかった。
Thank you for
あ、もういいか。で、15になったと。壺行かないとだな。マックスになってる気がする。古来のピタ食べたい。確かに。古来のピタもいいな。でも、次のスイパラコラボ多分スメル来るでしょ？ピタ出るんじゃないかな。
Would you care to sit?
間違えた。毎度間違えるね。特に欲しいもんないんだよな。買ってもだしね。でもいっぱいあるし。
If you ever had...
よし。では。あー、間違えた。終わります。ちょっとお風呂入ったり、ご飯食べたりいろいろして、その後にやりますね。リオリンゴ。
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
はい。では、お疲れ様でした。寝る方はおやすみなさい。